Hello everyone. It's Shelly and we're chalking history today. Today we're going to do a demo using the transfer bird with a French fry. Cute little saying. Today I will be happier than a bird with a French fry. We're going to do all 4 designs that are part of this transfer. So stay tuned. Let me get set up and we'll start in a moment. Hi Kathy, how are ya? Just getting set up here. We'll start in a moment. Thank you for sprinkling and sharing. I appreciate it. I am well, thank you. They're doing good. Doing good. Friday they had shots that they weren't happy about. But they're doing good. Thanks for asking. How's your daughter? All right, folks. Hey, Mary, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. All right, I have one more thing to do to set up, and then we will get started. All right. I think we're good, guys. Let's see. All right. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Woohoo. We are going to do some cute little projects today using the bird with a French fry transfer. I think these are some fun little sayings. This one says medium chunky salsa, and then it says me too salsa, me too. I think that's funny. Sorry, I don't take orders. I barely take suggestions. I'll drink to that, me to everything. And today I will be happier than a bird with a French fry. I really like that one too. Busy, I know, right? Always busy. All right, guys, let's get started. We're going to do some super quick projects here. I have this, I guess it's more kind of like a bar towel that I had for a while. It has a nice little hook there. So this is going to be our top, which means that will be our bottom. I have a pastel pink and a pastel blue towel. And then I have one of those neoprene koozies that we can play with too. So we're just going to use black ink. I do have a link in the video description that will have the transfer, our ink, a mini squeegee, our quick dry tool, our ink mat, which will be double this size. I just cut mine down. And what else did I put in there? So I put in a jar of black ink, and I put in a black ink single in case you just want to give it a try and see how you like it before you invest in a jar. So take one or the other out, or if you want to get both, that's fine too. But I think I have everything built together for you to make something at home. All you would need is a kitchen towel, and that's it, I think. Either a heat press or an iron, a clothes iron to set it, and then you'd be all set to go. So let's just get started. We can put that over here for the moment. Let's get our transfer out. Aren't they cute sayings? We are coming up with some pretty clever things lately. Lots of humor going on, right? All right, let's get this transfer out. This is a B-size transfer, so it's about 8.5 by 11. If I could get it out. And there's 4 parts to it. So we're going to go ahead and label the parts. So this is the medium chunky, or the medium salsa. I'll just say chunky salsa. And then I'm going to say bird fry, and that'll kind of let me know what it is. This is drink to that. And again, bird fry. This is bird, oops, with a fry. Right? Aren't the birds so happy when they find French fries on the ground? I'm going to say don't take orders. And this is from bird fry. Okay, perfect. So they're all marked. Because once I cut these up, there's going to be 4 pretty similar sized rectangle backer sheets. So that, me writing on the back tells me don't put my transfer on that side, and it also tells me which transfer goes on what backer. Some people don't care. I like to just keep things somewhat organized, sometimes not, but I try. Okay, cut those up, all good to go. Let's bring our ink mat over. Very sticky, you can see. All right, and I actually used this one the other day as we were painting some wood cutouts, and it held our wood cutouts so nicely. All right, so on this koozie, it's a pretty thick material, so I'm not going to stuff anything in the middle of it. I'm not worried about the ink going through it, but I will kind of just place it on my mat. Then we're going to just take this straight off of the backer sheet. You do not want to fuzz your transfers when you're inking on mediums or surfaces such as, a koozie or a shirt or a towel, anything like that. So we're just going to place this. Look how awesome we can place this because they're see-through. I think I like that. Placement there. And I'll just kind of pick it up too just to look at it, but I'm going to rub that down really well. Now remember this, the tagline or the copyright information or the slug line, I guess is what they call that. That is pure silkscreen mesh. So you want to make sure you either cover that or you pay very, very close attention to when you're inking or chalking, because that will go onto your surface if you don't cover it or don't pay attention. So little side note there. Let's pick this up. And I think that should be good. So we're just going to kind of attach that so that at least kind of holds it in place for us. Let's get our black velvet ink open. I'm just going to take a little bit. And I'm going to kind of just hold that, put my hand over that slug line so I don't ink it. I just thought this is a good saying for a koozie. I'll drink to that. Me to everything, right? Gotta toast all the good things in life, right? And then we'll take off that excess. Koozies are always fun to make. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that goes through. I'm gonna just peel a little back, make sure I got good coverage. That, oops, that D does not, or the N does not look good. So we're gonna push that back down. Let's try that again. What's nice about our transfers is we can do that. Now it doesn't want to go through the thin parts for some reason. So we're just going to keep gently kind of going over that. It could be that maybe that's just too thin. Let's make sure we're really rubbing it in. Okay. Let's see how we did. It's just going to be stubborn. So let's work on our A. You can always keep laying it back down. And I always put the ink or the chalk back going the opposite direction so that I'm laying it back down in the same spot. I'm going to go over this little words here down here because these are small. So hopefully this takes. It could be because of the neoprene. Okay, I'm going to take this off. It's kind of taking in spots, sometimes not. But we're going to dry it a little bit. And what will happen is I will also dry it with my really hot glue, or not glue gun, hot air gun. And then I'm going to re-ink it on top. See who's all here. All right, what I'll do is I'll also set this aside to dry a little bit. Worst case, we can always take either like our stir stick, something that has a really thin, very thin profile, and I could just dab the ink on it like that, and it'll be fine. Say hello if you're on. All right, I just think that's perfect for this. So we're gonna just take that off. I'll bring it up close so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with that N. The up and down parts of the N are not really taking. And like I said, it's probably the neoprene because that is a different kind of fabric. All right, next let's do our little bar towel here. And again, this one, be careful when you're inking your project. So this has this tag, or not tag, like a little hanging thing here. I want that to be at the top of my towel, so that means I don't want chalk up there, or ink. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm only inking on the bottom. I'm going to lay that down, make sure we don't get in trouble here with getting dirty. I'm going to put my towel on my ink mat here, and we're going to spread it out, make sure it's nice and taut, no wrinkles. Okay. I thought about doing red ink, but then I thought, I'm going to keep it simple and do it in black. If you guys like really pay attention to home decor in your stores, you're going to see that a lot of things are done just with black or white or grays because that's very neutral. And that will go in any home. All right, so I think I'm going to do sorry, I don't take orders. Because I think that would be something a bar person would say, a bartender. Yes, the babies are they are behaving. They're a joy to have. We're just working on the potty training thing. And I think it's because we have two brothers. And I just think, like, if one has a little accident, then the other one thinks, oh, well, I could do that too. So then the other one does it. But we're being persistent in our training, and they are doing well. Here or there, they mess up, but don't we all make mistakes, right? But they're doing good. Okay, let's try to figure out our center. Approximately, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks, so 15 inches wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th block here. So approximately this is the middle. So I like to usually put my transfer on the seam of the bottom, okay? So right here is where your seam is, right? And I like to put it right there on the bottom. I butt it up to it. That helps me kind of keep my towel straight for the most part, right? Sometimes it's not. I can hold it up and look and see a little better. But I think for the most part that is straight, so we're going to make sure it is wrinkle free and very, very tight against our towel. Okay, we're going to grab our squeegee with some black ink. Be careful, you guys, that our ink products are more permanent than our paste. So if I were to get this on my shirt, or if I get it somewhere else off the transfer itself, I would have to make sure I quickly got it under some cool water to try to get it out. Possibly have to use some kind of a stain remover, because once it hits fabric, it kind of wants to stay there. So you have to be careful. It's very easy to ink, same as chalking. Just some things to remember. Okay. I'm just making sure it's really rubbed in there. Now this is a very thin towel, so this is probably going to go through to the back, but no one's really looking at the back. So check fingers for ink. And then we're going to slowly peel this off. Make sure we got good coverage. Awesome. This is going to go in my husband's bar. And there's that. So when you take it off the back sheet, or your ink mat, you can see it kind of went through a little bit. I'll kind of turn it if you could see that. I honestly thought it was going to soak through, but it did not. So that is good. All right. So I think what I'm going to do though is get one of our the cardboard sheets that sometimes come in our wood cutouts. I'm going to just kind of put that under there. And we're going to partially dry it. And then what I'll end up doing is heating up I have a Cricut press. And that has just like a flat iron underneath with no like air holes or no for steaming. It's just a flat plate. And that's how I heat set my items. You can also do this on glass items, so that would go in your oven. You can do it on tumblers and that kind of thing. But you have to make sure it's not powder coated. Because if it's powder coated, they say do not heat set that in your oven that you cook your food in, because it gives off toxic fumes. So if you have just an old, what are those things called? A toaster oven. If you have like an old toaster oven, then you can do it in that. Okay, so that's actually pretty dry, actually. All right, so we can take this out. Again, I will definitely heat set that. And again, pay attention to your hanging loops, because then this will hang from the loop and it will read upright. Otherwise, that would have been upside down. Let's take it off our ink mat. And we can fold it. And there's your towel for your bar or kitchen. Gonna put that aside. Let's move on to number 3. Let's see. We have pink and blue. I think I'm gonna do the blue, the bird on the blue, and the chunky salsa on the pink. Okay, let's open this up. These are really nice towels. I bought these from, I think it's All About Blanks, I think is where I got these. Really nice towels. Again, hanging loop, so that we're going to keep at the top. Unfold your towel. I'm just going to make this more manageable for myself here. Okay, we're going to lay it down on our mat. I know I'm going to get this black ink somewhere. So we're going to move that out of the way. All right, place that on our mat. And I do kind of like to stretch it when I'm placing it, just to get it nice and smooth. Rub it down on your ink mat so it keeps everything in place. It almost like instantly irons it. Wouldn't that be nice if you could do that with your clothes? Just put it on a sticky mat and then put it on. All right, so this is the bird with a French fry. Today I will be happier than a bird with a French fry. And again, let's count out. Let's see if we can figure out our center, or at least close. This towel is about, we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18 and 3/4 to 19 inches. If I stretched it more, I bet I could get it to be 19 inches. Okay. So the center would be 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. So somewhere here. And you don't have to be precise. It's okay. Rub that down. It looks like it's a little crooked, so I am going to adjust. Again, you want to really make sure you rub that down. Okay. Let's get our squeegee. Again, it's as simple as chalking, you guys. Just spread it. Take that excess off. And I'm keeping it super simple. If you had dark towels, I would suggest white ink so that you could see it better. Okay. Just gonna make sure that's really in there good. I use the back of my squeegee to really make sure it gets down in there. Okay, you could check for ink. Get that in. With a French fry, it doesn't really want to take. Don't know why that does not want to take. That bird does not want to take. I am thinking these lines are just a little too thin, and I probably will write into the company. Because that is super duper thin. We'll have to try it with paste, see if that makes a difference. because that bird is barely making an imprint. Barely making an imprint. So let's get it somewhat dry. And then what we can do is heat set it, and then I can actually come back and ink on top of it once it's heat set. I kind of think it's the transfers. I think these fine lines are just a little too fine. All right. But it's cute, right? So cute. We will definitely have to try these transfers again using paste. Okay, let's just fold this up. And there's our blue one. Put that over here. Let's see how our pink one does. If this doesn't come out, it's got to be the transfer. And sometimes that happens. Okay, we want the loop at the top. All right, guys, last one here. Pull this real tight. This is a nice cotton towel, so nice and thick. It's nothing thin. It is a really nice towel. All right, let's see how this one does. Let's line it up here on our mat so I can find the center-ish. 6, 7, 8, 9.5. To find your centers of your transfers, you can fold them in half and give them a little pinch. That'll kind of give you a center point. Fold in half and pinch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. So right about here. Okay. Again, make sure that's rubbed down really well. I'm wondering if this maybe didn't get washed out enough or something. I feel like a little something on top. So I'm wondering if there's some resistance there. I will get back to you guys on that one because these should work. These should definitely be working. I feel a little stickiness. Not sure what that is. Okay, let's see how this goes. Just like normal chalking, put your ink back in your jar. Okay, let's see. Check for ink. So far, so good. I don't know. I think it's the transfer, guys. I just think that's so teeny of a print that I am having difficulties getting through. Well, like I said, I will definitely try this as a chalking project too. Because maybe it's the towel, maybe it's the ink. Who knows? When you do start to ink though, do some test spots. You know, if you have an old t-shirt or something like that, make sure you're really comfortable with it before you start working on your main project. I just like this one. I chuckle. Medium chunky. Me too, salsa. Me too. All right. Just getting them halfway dry. Okay. Let's lift. Okay, we'll put that off this side. Fold it in its thirds. Okay. And there's that one. How cute. All right, let's see if I have any. See if I have any chalkboards near me here. I have lots of wood things by me. I do have this. Okay, this is not a Chalk Couture chalkboard, but it is a chalkboard. So let's try washing off the bird with a French fry. All right, these can be washed with just tepid water under your sink. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spray water on there. We wanna get all the ink off before we start chalking. So let's get that cleaned up. Grab a couple wipes. I'm just going to take whatever's off on the surface here. Cleans so much nicer than they used to. They changed their transfer material. Well, they went with a different company, I guess I should say, a different manufacturer. Excuse me. And they went to the more transparent. Now that could be it too. Maybe some transfers and the width of the lines. Just depends. So this is the adhesive side. I'm trying to get all that ink out of the silk screen. Want to make sure you get that out. Always use your board eraser. I just see a little bit sticking around, so I want to make sure I get that out. You definitely want to make sure that you clean your transfers after you ink. Do not let them sit overnight. There we go. That got it all. Gosh, I love my board eraser. You want to make sure you get everything out. Otherwise, the ink will dry hard and you won't be able to ever wash it out. Whereas chalk, you can invigorate the chalk paste and bring it back to a liquid form. But with the ink, you cannot. So make sure you're always doing that. Okay, let's get it dry. So this is the adhesive side. I just gently rub a paper towel over it just to pick up that moisture. Okay. Take the moisture off the top. Okay, these dry a lot quicker, so we're just gonna weave it in the air here. And then we're just going to place it down. We are just testing our theory here. Just testing our theory. All right, let's lay that back down. We're going to see if the lines are too thin. I do, for some reason, feel like a weird, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like maybe some of the stuff didn't come out of the, I might have just got a bad transfer. Who knows? Okay, let's try our beautiful eggshell blue here. Let's see how we do with our paste. And then if this works, then I could can't really summarize too much other than it could be the ink or it could be the towel. Okay, make sure you get that excess off. Okay, excess back. All right, let's give this a pull and see. No, it's not really working with this either. Okay, so I'm going to write the company and just say, look, I am not having any luck with any 4 of these designs. So thinking it's the transfer. They will do a great job in replacing it for me. And hopefully they'll make some adjustments to make sure that that transfer got completely washed out. There's a process when you make a silkscreen transfer. It starts with just that teal material, and then somehow they burn the image into that material, and then there's a washout phase where they have to, it somehow breaks down the I think it's like an ultraviolet light, and it breaks down wherever it was burnt into that transfer material, the silk screen, and so everything washes away but the silk screen. So I think they just need to make some adjustments, but cuter than ever. Great designs. All they got to do is just kind of work on that one. So it's probably not even worth going over on the second one, the neoprene. I'll probably maybe try to use either our detail tool, because we have this little pointer on the end of it, like a little pick. I could kind of just dot it in. Or we'll just leave it as is and heat set everything, and that'll be that. All right, washing my tool here. I think I'm just going to go hand wash this. And I'll probably leave you guys to the rest of your day. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. I truly appreciate your support. I am in the middle of a group event that is but we're trying to raise funds for St. Jude in honor of a little boy called Carter. He passed away many years ago from a brain tumor. And I am the Chalk Couture vendor in that group. If you would like to be a part of that group, I certainly would love your support. Even if you just show up, there's no obligation to make any purchases whatsoever. But would love to see you over there. If you would love to be a part of that group, and like I said, no obligation, you can leave at any time, go ahead and comment with the word Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, and we'll get you the invite. All right. Have a great rest of your Sunday, your weekend, and I'll